Oh. Good boy, Tuck. Hello, salutations and greetings. Welcome to my tube. My name is Margie. Marge for short. I'm Heyoka. I'm empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things and being Heyoka. You're always feeling some kind of way, so I'm going to start off my talk today. It's kind of a memorandum, a memorial of sorts. See, because every now and again you run across people in your life, every now and again, if you get out in the world enough amongst the people, every now and again you meet a real good egg. You get to know a real good egg. And I'm representing today. I got my Basset Beagle Rescue of the Heartland, BBRH, sweatshirt on. I got all my dogs came from this rescue out of Omaha, Nebraska. I got 4 dogs. They came from 4 different states. Iowa, Kansas, South Carolina, and Missouri. Tucker's from Missouri. So, anyway, before I became involved in this, I had some mutual friends with Bill W. Bill W. has a lot of friends. I got some mutual friends, and through that environment, I got to meet a woman. Back in 2002. She's a crotchety old broad. Betty, be quiet. Come over here, sit down. She had just retired, or she was, she just gotten out of retirement when I met her, and she worked at this company where they made components. She worked there for like 30-something years, because that's how they used to have. They had people that worked in a position, in a job, and they stayed there for the whole duration, and then they retired. And then they go and enjoy their lives. Come here! Come here! Get up there! Get! Onto my mama nose! There's a lot of extra freaking electricity in the air, and he's been freaking extra boisterous, and it's annoying the fuck. It's bugging me. But I shouldn't have buttons, right? I digress, as I was. So, she's an ornery old lady, and older lady, and she had just retired from this place, and we'd gone on a retreat out in Red Oak, Iowa. God, how I end up in these places, I tell you, I just don't know. Anyway, it's a woman's retreat, and we went traipsing on. You have your community time, and then you have your time where you break off and go off and do your own thing with whoever. And me and Barnesy went out, and a couple other young girls went out traipsing off into the wilderness. We went for a walk in the woods, and I started off like I had my Air Force boots and jeans and stuff. I was a little bit more prepared than the rest of the ladies I was with. But I went off traipsing through the woods and stuff, and Barnes was right there with me, and we came across a rope swing on a tree out there in the sticks, and all I had to do was ask real nice. It was like, hey Barnes, get on the rope swing and try the rope swing. You'll like it, It'll be fun. And she did it because she's always a good sport, man. She's Aries. Her birthday's March 22nd, so she's like right at the beginning, March Aries, and she was a good sport. She tried it, and I had it on video. I don't know what happened to that video. I would have loved to have that video now. March! And I just think about, see, because I never had a big family, so I met people in my life, and I've gravitated toward them as like, my aunt or my, somebody. I create the significance that I have in relationships with people, and And later she became involved with the BBRH like me, and we used to take all of our dogs to the play dates on Sundays and stuff like that. And she's impact the lives of so many people, mostly for being a good example, sometimes for being cantankerous, for being ornery, but she's touched the lives of so many. And it was just so perfect because, from my understanding, she's a big football fan. The Nebraska Cornhuskers. She's been a fan of theirs for years and years, and well, a lot of people in Nebraska are. And there's a game on Saturday, and evidently Marge didn't like the way it went down, and so this is just so Barnes, man. Like, you look at her Facebook page and see, and I always look to see what their last post was, and her last post was WTF. She's 73, and I could just see it, like, things didn't go well, and she's like, F this, I'm going to bed. And she went to bed, and she just never woke up. She passed peacefully in her sleep, which is, I'm pretty sure, is like the best thing that anybody could ask for. And, her I think Enzo passed away on the 4th of July, or maybe that was December last. One of them passed away on the 4th of July, and she's been fostering dogs for a number of years, so, and she has her own, and so they've been placed in foster care for now, and another thing about Barnes, I'm going to end up on this, and I'll go ahead and talk about the rest of the stuff that I was going to talk about, is that I always hated Christmas and holidays and stuff because I never had a family, and it just sucks to see, all this and just be left out all the time. And there'd always be Christmas parties and holiday parties and stuff like that. And Barnes made the best freaking peanut brittle. And she made it in her microwave. It was so easy how she did it, I'm gonna try it one day in mine just to see, cause I got a knack away with cooking. She made, and it's just like when I think about how many people are unfortunately have to be without her peanut brittle this year. I understand a couple of years ago she had gotten some medication, and it didn't go well with her chemistry, and and that's one of the things that I didn't agree with in like that group and clubs and stuff, is they just blindly believe things. Oh, if a doctor tells you something, then it's 100% true, but it's like, like second, and all it was a medication reaction. Is one medication that her doctor gave her didn't react well with another medication her doctor put her on her, and because they don't have time to look at the charts and give much, shit about patient care to even look, she was in a bad way for quite some while, and they thought that she was gonna go then, and I freaking went on Facebook and was like, F this freaking modern medicine. But this was 3 years ago, right? So, that's when I lost a bunch of friends, mutual friends that she and I had, because I stood up in my truth, and they, they're just a bunch of people that just do what they're told. They don't like it. So I got freaking unfriended and blocked and stuff like that. And then, I look at her, we don't need to make it about that. I think that's enough now. I just, Barnes, wherever you are, she's at the Rainbow Bridge. That's the fun. And the reason why I called this, Fluffy Bunny is because that's what they used to call her. Because she was like, she was a little rough around the edges sometimes, and she was kind of, here, let me show you a picture. I got a picture of her walking before I moved, see, because I knew I was going to move. And I told people around me that I wanted to move, and nobody believed me. So, this is Barnes. This is how I remember Barnes. She was just supposed to go play golf on Wednesday, so. Anyway. Sandy Barnes? See the Rainbow Bridge, fluffy bunny. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and take a moment and clear my, and for those of you that tuned in just to hear about Barnes, I'm gonna go ahead and give you an opportunity to go, because I'm gonna go off and talk about some other stuff now, and you probably won't like it. So I'll get a drink of water and give people a chance to tune out. Because a buddy of mine, I told him I had a couple of really good Barnes stories that I'd share. And that's one of the reasons why it made it easier for me to leave Omaha, is because something happened, and somebody I cared a lot about got sick, and I couldn't go into the hospital and say goodbye. And it occurred to me that because, people have very limited scope. I have a broad scope, but a lot of people, they have very limited scope. It's like, and the way I picture is people have, it's like those poles with the spinning plates, is some people can spin like, one plate is, if they're married, that relationship with their spouse, that's one plate. And then, the life goes on, and then you have kids. Well, now you're spinning two plates. Now you got, and the more that, the job is another plate. And if kids start getting into sports and then all their social stuff, you got all these plates, right? There ain't a lot of plates with Marge's name on it. I've tried to freaking, people have, people have brought me into their lives, in their worlds, and tried to make me feel a part of, but it's just the trippiest thing. It always comes down to something everybody says it. It's so weird. I'm just like, don't say that one thing. And then people say it. It's like I make it happen by saying, don't say that one thing. And that one thing is, there's always an occasion that comes up that says, oh, it's just a family occasion. Well, Mom doesn't put on a lot of events. Like, I would be invited to a family occasion. So I don't get invited in a lot of places. And one thing that kind of made me sad is that so many people are coming into the realization that there are relationships that they have with people. I've been cutting out relationships for 5 years, like what no longer serves me. And what no longer serves me is one-sided relationships. Like, I think about how many hours I've listened to on YouTube talks and like said things, but has Adrian at least ever come to my tube, listened to me and said, hey, I like what you do? Maybe you're a supernova too. I already fucking know I am, but, or, all these people that have always, for like 2-3 years, I've like, hey, but that's the thing. It's a one-way street. People look at energy. They're doing something. They're doing something, right? So they focus on all that. But if people aren't at least checking in on other people's stuff, and they probably are. They're just not checking in on mine. Who wants to listen to Heyoka? Who wants to freaking, think thoughts that, the smaller numbers of the population of the world think. So, I was watching, Mom and I because we used to just watch Longmire, and I needed to expand the dialogue a little bit, so I ventured out and I got Big Bang Theory, and I got House, and with the storylines of the way that the world is going, we were just now watching an episode, and I hadn't seen all the episodes before, so a lot of this stuff I missed until I watched them, through with Mom. And there's this episode where, Raj has this girlfriend, And this girlfriend, and it's a sitcom, right? So it's all funny. Ha 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 ha. She has a snuff film. Ha 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 ha. She likes to watch people getting mutilated and freaking blood, you know, ha 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 ha. And you know what? You know why she says that she likes it? Because she says she likes it because it turns her on. And that's the thing. Is like, people don't understand the mentality of these control freaks. People aren't getting it. And every day in America, people are giving up less. They're handing over up more and more and more just because they're fucking do what they're told. You know? So the fall of civilization can go down because people are fucking obedient, you know? Like, I was at the gas station today, and it's so weird because, like, where you have like the big cities, or the places that they have college, like the pro sports, none of these people are freaking masked. None of them have masks on. There's thousands of people in the stadium yet, but I can't go to the grocery store without one. It's cognitive dissonance everywhere we look. And cognitive dissonance is when somebody says, when like all mainstream media is going, the sky is green. And then the population starts going, oh my gosh, the sky isn't blue anymore. The sky is green. And then everybody goes around going, the sky's green, the sky's green. Yeah? I'm the one that's going, no, it's not. It's blue. What's wrong with you people? And I've always been that one. I've always questioned authority because the people that are put in the positions of power, they just want to control people. That's all they want to do, and they're doing a really fine job. So people, there's two things that I see are going down the next few months. In the retrograde season, we got, 6 planets in retrograde right now? People really get to figure out what no longer serves them anymore. Being married to people you don't like or love or whatever, you know? You know, being friendly to people and working in places and acting one way, that's all cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is a freaking fancy way of saying a lie. It's a fancy way of saying a lie. And I'm really of the opinion that I do believe that there are a lot of people on this planet that just like to be controlled. They like to be dominated, and that's weird to me, man. That's weird. But if that were the case, but if so many were, we wouldn't have, all you military widows, all you military wives, I didn't know about gaying away either. Till I knew about gaying away. Yeah. Anyway, so there's was I going to show this other picture? Where was it? I was going to tell a story. Oh, Lipos, Panama. That's what I was going to do. Every now and again, I'll get a hankering about, like, looking up places I've been. Because it's retrograde season, right? And this is where I got to stay for Operation Iraqi bullshit. See, and that's the industrial military complex for you. That's a 5-star hotel. They blocked me. I can't comment anymore. I think because I said I got to stay there for Operation Iraqi bullshit. And then the Sun, then the Sun was a hotel on the other part of Crete where the rest of the military members there. And, it's like, yeah, you work a lot, but in your downtime, these guys are all getting fucking wasted, girls too, they're getting wasted, they're getting drunk, they're hooking up with people they shouldn't hook up with, and because while you're away, what goes on TDY stays on TDY. All that stuff. I got actual photos of like all the misappropriation of funds because they'll allocate, gazillions of dollars and then they say we need this for our protection when we're over in countries freaking killing people we have no business in. For the idea of freedom, freedom is an illusion, folks. Freedom is an inside job. Freedom is something that we give ourselves. Up with any other creative ideas to earn income, you gotta freaking, Uncle Sam's wiener, or the county or the city or the state or whatever. Those folks are going to have a hard time here in the next little bit in this next chapter, man. I get everybody doesn't get out alive, but, man, things could be lasting a lot longer than they are now. You know, and this whole idea. I wonder how many people died just from the idea, just like the idea of placebo. When you interject an idea of reality and people make it their reality, you know. Fear, how many people died of fear? You know, I'm afraid to die. You know, you people are afraid to die. It happens to people. You're probably going to die a lot faster. You're afraid to die. I'm not afraid to die. I'm afraid of my loved ones suffering. I'm not afraid to die. Yeah. So, what do I know? I've had a lot of life experience that the average person hasn't had. Society's been trying to make this culture for the average person, and, well, we're seeing that it doesn't go well. I haven't really looked on the news much, but I did see, like, because Keijin made a video about it. Freaking, what is that other people? What is that other, Keijin did it. Geometry Effect did it. A little excerpt on it, and A Call for an Uprising did it. So it's doing covered. And all it is just like that Gabby chick being in the Sandy Hook videos. I mean, it's just stuff is just, I mean, marketing's created to get people to buy things, products, ideas that they wouldn't ordinarily buy just because, you know, somebody wants those third quarter earnings. You know, and not how many times have you bought something that designated that it was the greatest product ever and it was mediocre at best, you know? We're really going to start seeing how people are. And at this point, man, people are like, there's certain behaviors that people are doing, you ain't going to get it, and you're part of the problem. And so I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. I'm not trying to wake anybody up. I'm not trying to do it. I'm just trying to keep communicating my truth in hopes to maybe find some more like-minded people. And anybody doesn't like where they're at, I don't know. I would really like to start my own community down here in northern New Mexico. It's really actually pretty nice here, and there certainly aren't any threats for a freaking tsunami. Although, where it is in some streets is that this is supposed to be what we're supposed to have beachfront property here at some point. But everybody has an idea of how things are going down. I think the more people focus on how they think it's going to be, the reality of that Earth is going to come to fruition. People have to rectify the stuff in themselves, you know. You ain't gonna stop buying the lies that society is giving you if you don't stop lying to yourself. But it ain't easy, man. Self-awareness, being self-aware, it ain't easy. Knowing when you're wrong in every situation, are you gonna be the grown-up enough to admit it? Usually I am, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I just don't care because the person I'm dealing with, they don't fucking care, so why would I? I meet people where they are, you know? And sometimes people are so shallow, I can't even hang. Can't hang in the shallow end. So, anyway, what's up, Jessica and Nate? I think that's all I got for now. Oh, fall is definitely in the air. I still haven't made cookies. I've been easing off. Not like I haven't been consuming so much medicine because it makes me feel so good, and then something bad happens, and then takes away that good feeling real quick. So I've been just kind of chilling, and Mom's been getting up early. So we've been adjusting to different routines in the morning because I got to remember to close the windows at night because I leave the windows open in here, and then about 5 o'clock she gets chilly. Or Sassy gets chilly too and then starts letting people know. So, what else is going on? Here I went down to the coffee shop today, and in my local area, things are pretty chill. I went to the grocery store this morning, about 8 o'clock, wanted to go before it got, other people got out, and that's the way I like to do it, go out early and then be done for the day. And mostly, the people I run across, they're pretty decent, and every now and again, it's like the D-bag at the freaking gas pump with the mask on. How's that working for you? I mean, ladies, I get that, like, one of the reasons I was always told that women, it's the man that protects them. And then I look at all these dudes that wear masks, and I'm like, what the fuck are you gonna protect? Just, sorry for the straight girls out there. You guys really don't really have a whole lot of freaking really rad specimens to choose from, man. But there's a handful left. Not all. It's just, people gotta rise to the occasion, and they just haven't. They just haven't risen to the occasion. People. Again, I am supposed to be focusing on the people that are, I don't know, wanting to learn about how different things are going to be. And I'm one of those that believe, I'm going to end up on this. See, I looked at the solar eclipse in 2017. I looked right at it. And I've always seen in frequency, and ever since then, even more so, I see in frequency. And I'm like, that's probably why they have this whole agenda of the optometrist, to keep that sight clear and crisp, so you can see all, but you're missing all the stuff in between when you're keeping your eyesight clear and crisp. People, more and more people can see in frequency. That's like when little kids hang out, and they're like, oh, I saw Grandpa. Grandpa came and sat at the end of my bed and talked to me, And the kids, did see Grandpa, and Grandpa came because the kids are so close to source, that they're not tainted. Their spirit isn't tainted, so they're open to receive. And then when Grandpa comes to visit, Grandpa's in heaven, source where grandkid just came from, so they're in the same frequency, so they're hanging out. It's the freaking people that say, no, you didn't, that's not true. They're the ones that fucking ruin everything with their, based on what? How do you know what the kid saw? Because you can't believe it, right? So everybody has to live as you believe. So I think, all you got to do is practice, and sun gazing too. I love sun gazing. I do it early in the morning before the sun gets up, and in the evening. You don't look at people are stupid. You got to tell them, don't look at the sun, the bright part of the day, morons, because people will. Oh, sun gaze, listen to that. Doing sun goes down. Just let the sun come in through the cracks of your your eyelids. Start with that. That's a good place to start. That's where I started. Just let it kind of and then when it gets warm enough, man, you got sinus problems, you can look at the sun and it dries out your sinuses. It helps a lot, man. God gives us everything that we can do to freaking take care of ourselves. It's people that deserve so much more. What people deserve? Oh, what they deserve. I deserve this because what? Because nobody on this planet works as hard as, what they get paid. Like these CEOs that make gazillions of dollars, What do you actually do? How much work do they know? People get paid for who they are. People get paid for the blood that's in their veins. People get paid for the freaking who they're related to. Yeah. People, get jobs because of who they're related to. None of this. That's just created so much cognitive dissonance of and by itself, is that that people get any kind of weird just on their merit being who they are. I haven't seen a lot of that. I guess it happens. I just haven't seen it a lot. So anyway, I'm done running my mouth. That's all I got for now.